Nikke!
Hello and welcome to the Nikke User Manual. I'm Animich here with MD,
Hey!
Moogle,
We don't want to hear you say Nikke no more.
and Specs.
I thought we were going to use an abbreviation about memories.
And we're talking about Drake!
Yes, it is I, the greatest villain of them all. Bow before me!
Drake is part of the Métis squad, who is built by Macilis. She is part of one of the biggest squads, the most powerful squads, known as Métis, along with her comrades Maxwell and Laplace. She's a hero, but she's a villain, but she acts like a hero. She's a hero who acts like a villain. That's why I like her a lot.
So Mitch,
Yeah.
answer me this. Did you like Drake first, or did you like Toa first from HoloLive? Because from the description you've given me, those are the same person.
Oh my god.
You have a type, Mitch. You clearly have a type.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I don't fucking know. It's just funny.
So, you've told me about Bum Game before sometimes, and you told me that the way that Nikkes are made is that a real-life living human woman dies, and her brain is put in like a special robot, and then the robot takes on the appearance of whatever the brain wants most to look like.
Yeah,
right?
that's how I understand it. Granted, I haven't done that much research, but by playing the story and the events and some character stories, the way I know it is that they have like a simple frame, their brain is put into like a head jar or whatever, and then during conversion, their own brain and body creates their most idealized form of that person.
So this lady, when she turned into a robot, wanted to look skinny and have a massive forehead.
So,
Yes, she did.
this woman also thought she was a villain too? Wanted to be a villain? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, do they keep their personality from
No,
life?
there's a lot of Nikkes who lose their memories entirely when they become Nikkes. They're robot androids. However, they don't need to eat, they don't need to sleep. But they should do that thing, because if their brains realize that they're not actually humans, because humans eat and sleep, so if they go too long without eating or sleeping, they'll basically go insane, because they'll realize that they're not human. So they need to eat and they need to sleep. And even when they become Nikkes and they even have their past lives in, they can go through what's known as a mind switch, which is when they realize, oh god, I'm a brain inside an artificial body, and they basically go crazy. They have to have a mind switch, which is basically they reformat their brains and they can lose all their memories and basically become a new person.
And what's this one? Has this one become a new person, or
I don't know. Because I told you we were doing Drake, so I know that we have all played Nikke up to chapter 18, so you all know the story of Drake. But in the story, what happens is we come across the Métis squad, Drake, Laplace, and Maxwell. We come across them on a mission, and they get infected. They get corrupted by the Raptures, which are the enemy forces that we're fighting.
What are we being invaded by? Is it aliens?
Raptures.
What?
They're robot aliens. They killed everyone on the planet, and everyone, like 40 million people live underground in a place called the Ark, and that's where we live.
Who are we in this? Are we like a
You're the commander.
general?
You're the leader. You lead a squad of 3 Nikkes, and then occasionally other ones will come in to support you on your missions. Maybe I should have explained what this concept of Nikke was.
No, it's better if you don't.
Is this like Idolmaster?
No. It's a desperate fight for humanity.
Like Idolmaster then?
No. About the way that Nikkes are turned into Nikkes, we learn about Nymph more in depth. So what happens is their brains get put in the jar, and they also get like a little plug-in chip add-on into their brain, and that's known as a nymph. The nymph allows them to become combat ready. It's kind of like the Matrix with Neo, where they inject him with how he can know kung fu and shit, right? Yeah, so they do that with the nymph. So they install, like, you know, combat doctrine, how to use a gun, and all that other stuff, so that they don't need to train Nikkes. They can just put that on there, push them out. But the nymph also is, like, it's a chip that means that Nikkes can't harm humans or anything like that, because Nikkes are super powerful beings, so you need a way to, like, control them, and the nymph controls them. But when Matisse Squad got corrupted by Raptures and basically turned evil, or they were going to turn evil until they were, like, put in suspended animation or whatever, and then you had to cure them, so you remove their nymph to do that. So basically now the Matisse Squad has free will.
Oh, so I was going to say that the chip that means you can't harm humans might prevent this lady from being a villain, like, subconsciously, because although she wants to try and harm people to become a villain, her, like, programming chip won't let her do it, but if she's got free will, then that doesn't make sense.
She's fucking obsessed with villainy. She wants Valentine's Day instead of Valentine's Day.
Don't we all, really?
That sounds pretty cool, actually. Does she have a voice line about this? I want to hear it.
Yes, she does.
It sounds hilarious, honestly.
I'm officially renaming Valentine's Day to Valentine's Day. If you're not on board, then forget I said anything.
I liked how the people who make Goddess Nikke clearly are taking the side of the driver in the war on cyclists, as I like to call it. One of her villainous acts is stopping cyclists from cycling in the cycle lane.
The cyclists were being too rowdy. They were
In the cycle lane?
Too quick, they were being too quick.
But that's
It's
what the cycle
dangerous.
lane's for!
It's for their
dangerous.
own good. If they go too fast, they might crash on the cycle lane. Like,
actually-
you don't want people to do that.
I actually don't agree with how she tackled that. I think if she was a good villain, instead of stopping the cyclist from getting rowdy, she'd just shoot him in the fucking head with her shotgun.
That's the thing, she's not a good villain, though.
Yeah, she's
She
not.
doesn't take things too far.
But we did say that she gives sweets to little children to make them have
On
diabetes,
Halloween, yeah.
so that then they have to pay massive amounts for insulin, which I think is the most villainous thing a person can do, and I'm glad I'm not an American.
Can you imagine if she just, like, sends a kid into DKA specs? Just gives them a few Baby Ruths and that's it?
Yeah,
Be
wonderful.
funny.
Yeah.
Villainous, alright.
She buys up a pharma company and then jacks up all of the prices for the pharmaceuticals, which is completely legal. It's just very immoral. Now that's true villainy.
I like that her villainy is all legal stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Was breaking into the concert legal? Is
Yeah,
it
there's
illegal?
nothing
Is
saying
that
you
not-
can't enter things you're not authorized to be in.
I think
Name a
that's
rule.
called trespassing? Can you even commit crimes as a Nikke?
Well, there's the nymph, and there's also an inhibitor as well. There is a group of Nikke called they're a group of, like, underworld, because you have the Ark, which is, like, the main thing, and then they mentioned it earlier. There's the Outer Rim, where Heavenly Ascension, where you saw, came from, where the Outer Rim is basically a slums. There's a squad of Nikkes who are designed to work as underworld mob bosses, essentially. What was the question?
I've just been looking through her, like, bio, and apparently her personality type is INFP.
I don't know what any of that means.
Okay, so apparently that means you are introverted, intuitive, feeling, and a prospector, which means that she likes mining for gold. Introverted, I don't know, she seemed pretty extroverted to me. She was, like, always hanging out with that one guy, Mitch,
Well, she always
I think
has
his
to hang
name
out with all
was.
the...
And, you know, she was going out, meeting new people. She was nice to that old lady. I don't think that's actually her personality type. And I would go as far as to say that personality types are bullshit and you shouldn't believe them, because if you do the test on a different day, you get a different personality type. Fuck your pseudoscience.
What sign do you think she is?
Oh,
Oh, well, that's
God.
completely logical and based in science, and I think she's probably a middle finger.
I think she's a Scorpio. Anyway,
Yeah.
weren't we talking about waifus?
Right.
Yeah.
So, as is the case with Nikke, they need to pump out a new waifu every 2 to 3 weeks. So what happens is they'll have a character will appear in the story. They'll be there for like 3 chapters, and then they'll fuck off, and you'll never see them again. And then they'll introduce the new waifus that you have to roll for in the next 3 chapters. Drake's pretty popular, even though she appears in 6 chapters, which is a pretty long stretch. But then after that, early on chapters 11 through to 18, and then you never see her again in the main story. You'll hear like bits and bobs like, oh, Matisse Squad did this, Matisse Squad did that. But you'll never see her. But she's quite popular enough that you'll see her a lot in the event stories that take place. She'll be like a supporting character like that. I haven't done all the Valentine's Day events, but she gets a maid outfit. She works with the maids. I don't know what villainy she does in those ones, but she appears quite frequently throughout the event storylines. Here's another one of her outfits as well.
Fuck,
What is
that's a
wrong
cool
with the
car.
aspect ratio of that car?
That's a
is
good
awful.
aspect ratio for that car.
Don't worry about the car.
It
I like
looks
that
AI
car. No, go
made.
back to the car. I like its face.
I want to see the car.
That's
looks like it-
that's
That's
its back end.
That's yeah, I know.
It's very
it looks like an
boxy, isn't
angry
it?
face.
It's
It looks like
nuclear powered.
it's turning. It looks like it's turning its ass to me a little bit. I'm posting a picture on the podcast channel. What is this?
So,
Meh. I saw this as well.
Wait, I can't see it.
it's a meme. It's a meme. There's a character in Nikke called Dorothy, who's like, she's basically this game's version of Lucifer, and she got memed on and she became what these things are. They're called Doros. And people kept memeing and making pictures and sharing pictures of Dorothy as one of these weird little creatures. And then Shift Up the studio latched onto that. And during last year's April Fool's event, there's another character called Suin, who's the CEO of the company that made Drake and Matisse and all the Bacillus ones, where she's forced to fight Raptures, and she's absolutely terrible at it because she's just a regular human fighting these horrific robot death machines. So her gun has super recall, she can't hit anything, but when she gets her super up, she calls on the Matisse Squad to come in and kill everything, and they are represented by these 3 characters here that just walk onto the screen, basically wipe everything out on the screen.
Is Drake good in the game?
She used to be. She is a shot. I don't typically like using shotgun Nikkes because unless the enemy is like right in front of you, you're not hitting anything. So she used to be very, very good and very powerful, but because of power creep, she was like one of the first Nikkes introduced, and it's been like 2.5 years since then. So you've had new and better Nikkes come along. So while she was good before, she's been completely outscaled by other 3-burst characters, unfortunately.
Don't worry, soon enough, we'll get a new form that you'll have to roll for, and then she'll be good again.
Maybe.
I noticed that she has 3 costumes, and I've had a quick look at some of the other Nikkes, just random dip sampling. I'm guessing 3 costumes is quite a lot for a single character.
Well, there's the main costume, and then she has 2 other ones. Yeah,
Quite a few don't seem to have any other costumes at all.
No, 3 don't have
so-
any at all. Yeah, I'd say 2 costumes is quite a lot. Or 2's like the maximum. I don't think I've seen one with, say, 4 costumes. I'm trying to think. But the costumes are... I don't agree with the costumes, even though I own some, and I bought Drake's maid outfit because there's a re-release of it in the store. They're very overpriced, and they've introduced something known as the costume gacha, which is as bad as it sounds, whereby you have to roll a gacha just for the costume. And
yes.
the lowest amount that you're going to be spending for that is $60 for that costume. Yeah, welcome to Gacha money.
$60 fucking dollars. Well, if they're hot enough.
I mean, it gets worse in that they're releasing 2 costume gachas at a time sometimes during anniversary events, so that's $120 you'll be spending.
Think about all those whales.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Apparently, Nikke makes like $9 million a month.
I believe it.
That's nuts. What are we doing here? Why are we not making our own game like this? What are we
Just
doing,
make
guys?
bums. Just make big bums and put them on the screen, you know? Oh wait, no, you have to give them personality. We discovered that you have to give them
You
personality.
do need to give them personalities. I like Drake's personality a lot. Well, I mean, her outfit is pretty salacious, I suppose. Like, she's, you know...
You can really see her vagina bones.
She's more covered up than, say...
Mom, they're talking
UK
about
server.
vagina bones again.
She's just showing a bit of shoulder and a bit of like upper thigh, really. A bit of groin, as I like to call it. She's showing shoulder and groin, and that's
Her
it.
chest isn't as big as some of the other ones, but as I
She's
said,
got
it's,
big hips though. If you look at her like driving outfit, where she's wrestling against the really weird-looking car, she's got her bum to boob ratio is massively in favor of bum.
You can't tell me that car is not AI made.
There's something wrong with that.
I don't
Can
think
we
this
talk
is
about her
AI-made.
car for a little while, actually?
Sure, we can talk about the Drake Mobile.
Lightning McQueen back there.
Yeah, so it seems like it's got a pretty charged up engine. The back of the car is much wider than the front of the car.
It's
which
got a
is very
charge of engine. It has a nuclear symbol.
Yeah, it does look like
Slightly
it's
nuclear powered.
probably nuclear powered car, which, to be fair, is a good idea until you crash the car. It's got a massive exhaust. It has a friendly face on the back with a big nose. And it looks like it would probably seat 1.5 people.
I tell you
she's
what,
a lot
this
taller than that
car has to be super powerful because Nikke's weigh, like, they weigh the same as like a standard motorcycle. That's how heavy they are.
Why do
So
they
this car
weigh
was
so
separate.
much? What are
Because
they
they're
made of?
artificial. They're made of godicium or something, some artificial material that is really good.
They have to be
That's what
heavy
they
to
made
take all of those shots from those otherworldly hell robots that we're fighting. Bum game. Personality game.
You come in for the plot, and then you stay for the plot. The plot.
The plot. Well done,
Um,
Mitch. Well done.
What are we recording next?
Metabots!
Next year for sure.
I'm excited.
Metabots.
I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to do it.